Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. Well, you know what? From Fox News, Fauci supports medical groups called to mask 3-year-olds and older in school. Reasonable thing to do. They just want to be extra safe. You know what? Enough is enough. Is enough. Look at the statistics from the CDC even. That people under the age, I think it's 24 or 25, you have a higher chance of being in a car accident than dying of COVID. It's unbelievably ridiculous. These people are effing off the hook. I don't know if they're just power hungry or they're ignorant or they're just stupid or they're such bureaucrats that live in such a bubble they have no clue what the rest of the world is like. And here's the weird part. Fauci, by the way, is the highest paid federal employee in the United States. He makes more than the president of the United States. Are you kidding me? Anybody that be in his position, he's been there 30, 40 years? He's a bureaucrat. He's a TV doctor. A TV doctor. Sorry about that. My cell phone's hooked up through my Rodecaster Pro here, so when I get notifications, you get to notice. And sorry about my voice. My allergies are kicking my behind. So, Dr. Fauci, you got a solution for my allergies? Let's read on. Dr. Fauci argued Monday the decision of the American Academy of Pediatrics to recommend all children aged 3 and older wear masks when school reopened regardless of vaccination status was a reasonable thing to do. No. My God, my God. Now you can't go to school? See, here's the thing. It's not a matter. You don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to. Oh, yeah, so parents can't send their kids to school? This is the teachers' union. It's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable to me. These people are such control freaks. And this is why I'm 90% sure I got to get the hell out of New York. I'm not in New York City. I'm upstate, where it's much, much better than New York City. But they're filtering up here, too. They control this state. These blue states and these bureaucrats are out of control. I don't know what the hell happened to them. Ever since Trump was elected, they just gone completely batshit crazy. There's no science to a 2-year-old wearing a mask. It doesn't exist. I'm not even a doctor. You can't find any. It's just an extra precaution. Oh, how about this then? How about we put on helmets on kids when they're in car seats in cars? How about shin pads and helmets in case there's an accident, just to be extra safe? My God, they have this progressive mentality is you have to protect everybody from every possible thing. I don't give a damn if it destroys the country economically or socially, nor do I care. My bubble that I live in and that I work in tells me that this is okay. Appearing on CNN's At This Hour, Fauci said that because there was a substantial proportion of the population that was unvaccinated, he understood why the organization would make such a decision. Horse crap. Why aren't they being vaccinated? Because before the election, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden says anything that Donald Trump suggests, don't do, and that was vaccinations. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Then there was wear 2 masks, and some said wear 3 masks. Gee, people might be a little confused. People will talk about other things to take besides the vaccines that are out there, and you're a nut bar. This is unbelievable. I think that's along the same lines as what we've seen with the health authorities in Los Angeles. Oh, there's something to gauge it on. The People's Republic of California. What a good idea. They want to have a degree of viral dynamics in the community. I love that term. Viral dynamics. You have a substantial proportion of the population is unvaccinated. That you really want to go the extra step, the extra mile to make sure there's not a lot of transmission, even breakthrough infections among vaccinated individuals. Fauci said after host Kate Bolin asked what he thought about the AAP's decision. For that reason, you can understand why. No, you can't. These guys are bureaucrats. Let me get them. I mean, the government has been getting larger and larger and larger basically since the Civil War. Really exploded after World War I with that genius Woodrow Wilson, and then got piled on top of it by LBJ. And it continues to grow and grow and grow. I'm not a scientist. I listen to the Dark Horse podcast channel on YouTube all the time. They're ultra liberal people, but they're way smarter than me when it comes to things like biology and diseases and viruses. And they're even outcasts now for saying things that make logical sense. Unbelievable. Here's the part that really gets me. Fauci admitted the recommendations of the AAP were a variance from the official CDC guidelines on wearing masks, but he said the CDC always leaves open flexibility for local agencies, enterprises, and cities to make their own judgments. Oh, okay, let's see. You want for local control, but yet you want centralization of power. You're talking about both sides of your ass. So I think that the American Academy of Pediatrics, they're a thoughtful group, and they analyze the situation and they feel that's the way to go. I think that's a reasonable thing to do, he said. These people are out of control. No wonder nobody listens to them. Baldwin suggested the contradiction between AAP's recommendations and official CDC guidance would cause confusion. The CDC should be leading a little harder after receiving criticism from unvaccinated people, following guidelines intended for those who'd been vaccinated. That's an understandable criticism, Fauci said, adding it made more sense. It made sense for more localized groups to want to be safe rather than sorry. No, you don't. You want centralized power and control. It goes against everything this country was founded on. Everything this country was founded on. But yet you turn around and say, well, local autonomy. Horse shit. It just, it gets to a point where if Dr. Fauci told me the world was round, I would start to question it. These people suck. I mean, I know this doesn't sound very good for a YouTube channel to use that kind of language. They suck. They suck. People do which you and your doctor, I have to say, which you and your doctor seems reasonable for you. Now, for a long time for me, I couldn't get the vaccine because I was taking a rabies vaccine because some dog bit me in front of my business I used to own and then took off. So to be safe, I had to take a whole series of shots. Boy, those things, I know what shots are like. I took them for 5 or 6 years when I had allergies when I was a kid. I'm not afraid of needles. But ramming this down people's throats. There's studies coming out now that the lockdowns might actually have killed more people, COVID-wise, than not. You can't save everybody from every single harm in the world. It can't be done. You can't live your life. And coddling people, I mean, what are parents going to do? I'm sorry your kid can't go to school because he won't wear a mask. He's 3 years old, for Christ's sake. What they're doing is they're conditioning these kids. I think it's that evil, frankly. And the Pediatric Association is covering their own asses. It's amazing to me. The death rate for people under 25 is so minuscule. The death rate is higher in Chicago for young males than it is COVID. That's because of the shootings, but nobody talks about that. It's, I don't mean to go on a tangent here, and I don't want to go on a rant because it takes a lot out of me physically and mentally. But this guy sucks. These bureaucrats suck. Yeah, they're MDs to be sure, but they haven't had any real patience in decades. They're TV doctors. You want to know the truth, what to do, and what's reasonable, talk to your own doctor. This is why people are turned off, and they're polarizing people more and more and more. And people like me that live in upstate New York and places in California and other deep blue states are getting the hell out of Dodge. Is it because of the mask? No. But it's one little chip after another, one little chip after another. These guys suck. They need to get out more. And speaking of disinformation, here's the disinformation queen of the country, Jen Psaki. Now the government is coordinating with social media to ban people. They want to put people in jail for what they think is the wrong thing to post concerning certain topics. What the hell is going on? You may hate Donald Trump's guts, but you can't go along with this. There's no way. Yeah, misinformation spreaders. You mean like Russian collusion? Like misinformation that prostitutes were peeing on Trump in Moscow? That all his kids and his family and his organization are all owned by the Russians? And on and on and on and on. That President Trump is the one that urged the people to attack the Capitol? My God, if you watched any ad nauseum the hours and hours of the two impeachments, all of that was bullshit. All of that was misinformation. They say, well, John, it wasn't health misinformation, so it's different. You're destroying the longest running republic in the world, the richest, that has the most powerful military, and you're destroying it with this crap. We'll see. Until next time, folks, goodbye, and hopefully I'll get my voice back. Good luck.